Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I am so happy you found us. I'm Lisa and this is Creativity and Inspiration. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having an amazing Friday. It's right before a long weekend for some, so I just hope everybody's having a great day. My day is definitely better. My husband is much better and home from the ICU, which is a wait. As a lot of you may know, when your spouse or a loved one is in the hospital, it's very stressful. So I'm just glad he's home. And I have a great video for you today. Ideas for items you can recycle and use in your journals. And I have ideas that you might not have thought of yet. Some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way for locating some interesting items that can be recycled into a journal. So let's just get started with this. Now, first and foremost, I've been going to the vet a lot. My dogs are older. We had to go in for their checkups. Then we had to do, allergy shots, grooming, all that. So I'm in the vet's office quite a bit. And I noticed that they have magazines they get. So what I've done is I've asked very nicely, hey, when you get ready to maybe recycle these magazines, if you're going to throw them out or recycle them, may I please have them? And they've said, sure. So that's one way. If you are constantly, out someplace and they have magazines, ask if you can have them when they're ready to discard them. Also at the vet, they have these brochure holders in each examination room. And when I go in there, I always look and I always grab a few. One, because they're sturdy and they would make great bases. We're going to talk about a little brochure folio coming up soon too, and you will need a brochure to use. And these are great. Again, they're very sturdy. They make great folios. Also, if you don't want to do a folio for a journal, but look, you could use some of the words, you could use some of the writing, some of the graphics if you want to. Maybe not on a teeth cleaning one, but look how cute the dog is. You could definitely use that, right? They also have ones with cats. They have ones with outside on them. So there are different ones, and you could look and pick. They're free. And I'm sure most vets don't care. As long as you don't, grab them all and walk out. I just take one of each, and I do it about once a year, probably. Another place for brochures is your doctor's office. They always have brochures about different illnesses. And again, the graphics for a journal might not be that great, but maybe they have great writing on them. We did a video about using words, and I'll link it above. So that's always an option as well. Or like we're going to make a folio out of this one soon. So a local business, even if you have a nail salon or a hair salon that you go to all the time, ask about magazine. Ask about packaging that the shampoos come in, that the nail polishes come in. Because some of those are very pretty, and you can use those on tags, journaling cards, as borders on pages, that sort of thing. Now, I say my pantry is an ephemera store, okay? If you open your pantry or open your shelf, wherever you keep your dry goods, right? That is, to me, an ephemera store. All the packages, the labels on cans can be used. The packages that have the dry rice in them, the dry noodles, those kind of things, they're very bright, very colorful. If you wipe them out inside, wash them with soap and water and let them dry, they are also very usable. Labels that are stuck on like spices on the jars, if you get those off either using a heat gun, a hair dryer, and then in combination with dental floss, the long string ones, if you can wiggle those off, those are awesome. Just like your refrigerator as well. This picture is wonderful from the juice. Okay, I would use a hair dryer and some long dental floss and kind of heat it up so it's real hot, and then take my dental floss and kind of work it all the way down to remove it, and then let it cool back down. Those places are great ephemera stores. Also, something else is candy wrappers. This is a hard candy wrapper. They have cinnamon, any kind of candy wrapper. It doesn't have to be a hard candy wrapper. It could be chocolates, a Kit Kat, a Snickers, anything like that. Now, when you're out, if you go to an estate sale or the thrift store, you go to certain places because you have certain things you like, right? Maybe you go to clothes, maybe you go to home goods. Wherever you go, though, that's probably your main focus. And maybe you'll go by, obviously, if you're a crafter, you go check out the office supply craft section too. Check out the sewing section. Also, don't be afraid to check out the games. I'm sure there's puzzles and games that have pieces missing. We've done a video about using game pieces, toys, puzzles, that sort of thing. Both of these would be amazing in journals. Not only for the seam binding like a ribbon, but this is gorgeous. The needles. Okay, these are all gorgeous for journals. And I know a lot of you know this, but I want to share for those that don't. Ribbons, but maybe you don't need ribbons, or maybe they have all the ribbons they have. I've been seeing this a lot lately, is ribbons that they're on their roll, but they only have like one thing of ribbon left, right? And they still have it priced like it's a new ribbon thing. Go up and say, hey, I want this, but there's not a lot of ribbon left. Can I get it for 10 cents? More than likely, they'll sell it to you. A lot of times they have the ribbons in bags. You can just kind of look and see. But I'm not talking about the ribbon either, guys. I'm talking about the packaging. The ends of ribbons. These make great little, ephemeras for our journals and everything. And especially something circular with a hole in the middle, because this is different. I was talking about brochures. Also, if you're traveling anywhere and you stop at, like a Buc-ee's, or if you're traveling out of the state, gas stations, or welcome to the state, things they have every time you're in a state. There's like, welcome to our state, and you can stop and get brochures. Stop there. I got this one. And they're different sizes now. They're not all the big folio type. There can be little ones like this. I got this in Chicago. This is a great journaling card, okay? So there's all types. Another thing is when you're out to eat and you see your dish, your basket is lined with some maybe interesting tissue paper. Ask them, hey, can I get a piece of this liner, please? It never hurts to ask, right? Don't be afraid to ask. I was at a camera store that was closing. They were going out of business, and people were in there. There was great sales, buying the cameras and everything. Well, I went in and asked for any old, like, film envelopes that, we used to go in and put our film in, and then they would send it off. We'd go pick our pictures up later. And they had a bunch, and I asked for that. Don't be afraid if you see a business closing to go in and ask if they have any old bags, any old advertisements, if they have store samples out. Ask them if you could have a box, an empty colorful box, if they have any colorful boxes, or watch behind their store in the dumpster, because you're going to find great things. When a business is closing, you always find great things. Don't be afraid to ask. If you have a chronic illness and you get your medicine shipped to you, a lot of times you'll get information flyers, or if you get a new medicine, maybe you'll get information flyers with it. And my husband is diabetic, and he gets, a lot of this stuff in when he gets his little readers for his diabetic. And I saved one because, again, this would make a really cool folio journal type of thing. I mean, check this out. It's hard. It's long. It accordions. And this is some medical information out of one of his boxes with his diabetic readers in it. Okay, so look in your medical, if you get medical supplies shipped to you, or if you have a family member that does, ask if you could go through, because even though it's an advertisement, it's great. It would be awesome. Also, what's great is receipts, okay? As long as you don't use the part with your credit card number, which only partially shows, These are great ephemera too. These are great background when we're layering up our tags, our journal cards, making our snippet rolls with paper. All of those things need layering. They need the words, the texture from the writing and the numbers. And receipts are great for that. And a lot of people, we get them emailed to cut down on paper. I do, which is great. But sometimes I get paper ones because I need to use them for layering. Another thing, if you play the lotto, old lottery cards are great for journals. Awesome. There's a lot of color. The graphics are really pretty on them. Even just the words and the numbers have a certain flair, and they're very pretty. So don't overlook your lottery tickets if you play the lottery. Tags on clothes are another great thing. And I'm not talking about clothes new. I'm talking about the care tags in your shirt. Well, this shirt doesn't actually have one. But the care tags around the neck of your shirts. Those are really interesting, really cool, and make cool tabs on journals, journaling cards. You can lay them flat in, through a window envelope. You can use them in so many different ways. Tags on clothes are a great thing to recycle and put into a journal. They're interesting and kind of unexpected. If you go outside, of course, you have the tags on plants. The tags to attach to the plant, to the flower pot, whatever. Or if, the little sticks they stick in there and it says how much sunlight. Those look amazing. Again, you could make those tabs. You could make those part of journaling cards, part of page borders, a number of things. It doesn't have to be a journal about plants. It can just be for the color, for the movement, and for the interest. So those are fun too. Broken jewelry, if you have any broken earrings or broken pins, necklaces, of course, those always make good ephemera for journals. If you go to your library, a lot of times they'll have free bookmarks. Those are great. A lot of times at grocery stores, you can find free magazines at the front. Those are good. And I'm not saying those are going to be the star of your show, but for texture to add interest or something unexpected if you don't normally use them. So guys, that's just some of the many options. But hold on, I almost forgot. Some of my favorites that people kind of overlook is the bags that lemons and limes come in when you buy a whole bag, or avocados. Also the stickers off your produce. Oh my gosh, those make amazing ephemera stickers on a journaling card or along up and down the side of a journal page. Those look amazing. Here's something, if you had kids, your kids grow up and you're going through your medicine cabinet or something and you have some old Band-Aids that are kid themed, guys, those look great up and down a page as a page border on ephemera, because I found that after so many years they don't stick. Or if you get the really fun ones, sometimes they don't stick after a few years. What goes a Band-Aid if it doesn't stick? Well, if you add glue or tape to it, it looks amazing in journals. So if you have anything like that, when we get flowers at the grocery store, sometimes they have that colorful paper. I like crazy daisies. They are daisies that have been dyed pink, green, purple, blue, yeah, all kinds of crazy colors, right? Hence the name. Well, the wrapping around them is a real pretty, vibrant, colorful paper like that, and that makes amazing. You could even make a whole page out of that. I can make a flip. You know how we do the fabric flip ups? You could do that. It's because it's like it's like a plastic, sort of, that you can see through. Anyway, it's pretty. It's a lot of colors. That's fun. Tags, stickers on things like flowers, the price tags, or the barcodes. Those are interesting if you can get them off of things like that, because you can just cut them off. Okay, that's a neat thing to recycle. There is just a ton of things that you can recycle and make new things out of for your journals that are amazing, that are new, that are different. And I hope maybe I've triggered some ideas for you, or maybe you've seen something out and now you're going to go just say, hey, do you have an extra one? Can I have one of those? So let's talk about how we can use some of these. What would they look like? And I think I'm going to do the receipt. I wish I had a fruit sticker. I really do, because I really want to do that one. But I don't right now have any here. But I do have the back of my ribbon roll. So I think I will do this one and the receipt just to kind of show you how we can use them different ways. And maybe my wrapper from my hard candy. I might use this one too. Because these are quick and easy. I can show you at the end of the video. Okay guys, I want to show the quick little way I use the receipt, the end of the ribbon, you know, the cardboard end of the ribbon, and the candy wrapper. First, with the receipt, I just made this cute little tag. I used the receipt kind of as my background paper. It added some interest and movement, but the star is obviously the little bird and the strawberries. But see, it just blends in, it adds, and you know, it's a good way to use receipts because they often end up blowing around. The candy wrapper is another piece of trash that often ends up blowing down the street. And here it is. It's a tab in my exercise journal. I made it nice and big so you could see it, but of course you can always just kind of shorten it up a bit if you want to. I could actually tab it over like that, and it would be even thicker. See? So let me do that real quick. And I just did tape. It's very simple. It makes a cool noise too, so if you like a visual and sound, you know, when you use something, candy wrappers are great. Now, if you need to be quiet, maybe not so much. But see, there I shortened it up. And again, it is awesome as a tab on a page. There you go. I love it. The last thing was the ribbon spool end. And what I did was, because it was circular, I'm thinking a porthole, which means I'm going to paint this side like a brown wood color. But I wanted to show you kind of how it's going to look. What I did was I took my 2-inch hole punch and punched out the center of this. And it did have a scallop. I wished it didn't, but it did. And there's nothing I can do about it. And what I'll do is I'll take this fish napkin that's laminated onto some vellum, and I'll put either side, and I'll put this like this. I'll paint this brown where it looks like an old ship, and it will be a porthole. So that's one way you could use it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was just a lot of different things you could recycle into your journals. I hope maybe I shared at least one idea that you hadn't thought of before. If I did, you know, that's amazing. That's why I'm here, to offer inspiration for your creativity. So guys, if you like this video, be sure and give it a thumbs up. We will definitely have a new video on Sunday or Monday, depending. Take care. Have an amazing holiday weekend if you're off. If you have to work, thank you for doing your job. You are very appreciated. I will see you next time, guys. Bye.